Just got in the Cloud Defensive EPL, which has been a long time coming, and I asked all of you on my different channels what you wanted to see with this, and the majority of you wanted to see a comparison with all the other different lights on the market to see what it does side by side, how it holds up, and that's exactly what we're gonna do in this video, answering all those questions and hopefully being able to help you make a better decision which weapon light you guys would like to go with, whether it be the EPL or any of the other lights that we're testing. This is not the full review, that is coming later. I just got this in today, but I wanted to get a video comparing this with all the hot picks on the market for your weapon mounted lights. So we're just gonna go out at night, we're gonna test this side by side, compare all of them, their switches, their design, their light output, inside, outside, heat output, everything you guys asked for in this video, and then everything else like holster compatibility and my thoughts on it and how it functions after shooting it a bunch. That's all gonna come in that other video. You guys can check the channel out if you're seeing this a little bit later, see if that's out yet, but this video is gonna be comparing all 5 of these lights. First light we're testing is the Surefire X300 Ultra. Now we've got the Streamlight HLX. Now I've got the Modlite. And then the Surefire X300 UB. And now the Cloud Defensive EPL. So the one I think it compares the best with is going to be the Modlite. So the EPL is in my right hand, got the Modlite in my left hand. As you can tell here, there's the beam pattern. And the thing I noticed between these two that really sets them apart is the EPL has a little bit wider of a hotspot and a little bit wider of a splash. So there you go, you can see the top of the tree. And then there, you see a little less. This is the hotspot here. And with the EPL, it goes a little bit wider than the Modlite from what I see. And it's hard to tell here on the camera, obviously, because it's trying to adjust. But that gives you guys a good look side by side. The EPL just seems to have, I mean, not a ton, but it is a little bit wider. And I will say, I think the Modlite, it might appear to be a little bit brighter at farther distance. So let me click farther distance here. So you can see the light way out there. And this one you can still see way out there, but it isn't nearly as bright. So I think the Modlite's got a farther hotspot, but the EPL has a little bit wider of one. So that's really gonna come down to personal preference. The wider one's nice for obviously closer range stuff. There's really not a lot of times that I see many people needing a flashlight that can see out to 150 yards for a pistol shot. So it makes a little bit more sense to have a more of a flood instead of that spot. But again, that's gonna be a personal preference and depending on what you guys want. But these ones compare really well. That's actually a good shot right there to showing you the two. Bring them down. You can see the one to the right is just a little bit wider. Got the X300 Ultra and the Cloud Defensive. You can see the beam pattern and then side by side. So the Ultra is much more of a flood where it just has a large splash, but not a really big hotspot. EPL has a much larger hotspot there. But the next test here, indoors, is really where you're gonna see these ones shine a little bit. It's not a test I see a lot of people doing, but it is a very important test because a lot of people think, you know, the biggest light is the best. And usually for rifles, that is the case, but when it comes to handguns, that's not always the way you want it. So 3 different lights here. We got the Surefire, Cloud Defensive, and the Modlite. What I want to do is run these for a little bit. So they've been on for about 2 minutes now. And I just want to feel the heat of them and how they feel after they've been ran for a while. So I'd say that's like low to medium heat. I can hold on to that with no issue. I'd say that's definitely medium heat. I would not want to hold that one on super long. And that is I would say almost no heat at all. Wow. Yeah, the Modlite's got about nothing to it. So we'll let these run for another, like, I don't know, probably 5 minutes. See if I can't catch the furniture on fire. Been over 7 minutes now, and this isn't the most important test because obviously you're not gonna be like holding the light with your hand, so it's not really like a make or break. But I think it's an important test to see where these things stand on their heat. So we got the Surefire, and I'm gonna do the battery compartment first. I'd say it's low to medium heat. And then the head is definitely medium heat, so I can feel that pretty good. The Cloud Defensive battery, that is, say, medium to hot. And let's go with the head. It's very hot. That is not something you would want to hold on too long. Definitely would burn my hand. The Modlite, would say about nothing. I would say there's about no heat at all in that battery. We'll go to the head. Yeah, that is a significant difference. Let's say that's low heat on the head for this one. I could hold this. I don't see any issues. So definitely takes the cake on this one. The Streamlight battery died on me, so we're out here after 7 minutes. The battery compartment, I would say, is even cooler than the Modlite, or right there with it. Oops. Let's go with the head. The head is definitely medium hot. Before we get into what I think is the most important test for a concealed carry or a handgun light, let's go over the one thing that is completely free that you guys can do that is the most supportive, and that is subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. Those things are so helpful, and I really appreciate it, guys, and the growth of the channel and what we do here, and allows us to keep doing the things that we do. And along with that, the brands that are incredibly helpful are Stopbox and Neomag. Stopbox is this device here that you're able to enter this combination, have access to your tools, whatever you need, and knowing that little hands can't get to it. That is so important to me as firearm safety. That's why I built this room with hold-up display. I want to make sure all my tools are safe, and Stopbox allows me to do that. Neomag is this incredible device that is so simple. You're able to carry an extra magazine with you in your pocket. This is actually the Gen 2. It works with your 2011 mags, has a lot of nice new features, and it's an incredible way to carry an extra mag with you. Always love the stuff that they do and the things that this company stands for. I've been with them for a long time, and I really appreciate them and their support. Both Stopbox and Neomag, make sure you guys check them out. Show them some love. Let's get right back into the testing. Now, this is the test I don't think people do enough, and most people, when they do a flashlight comparison, they just want to see how bright is this thing? How far does it shoot? Can I see 150 yards away? And for pistol lights like these, I don't think that's as nearly as important as it is on how good this does indoors against vehicles, because this is how you're going to use these. This is going to be something that's up close in your house around a vehicle. Is probably where you're most likely going to have a chance to use it. So this is the Streamlight HLX. I think it does a really good job not overpowering, because sometimes these lights, when they're too powerful indoors, it gives you like a glare back and it makes it kind of hard to see. So I think the HLX does a really good job indoors against the wall, against vehicles, a little bit through window tint, not super well. Into that vehicle, you can see really easily. Next, we're going to go with the Cloud Defensive. So that's a little bit of that splashback that I'm talking about, where it's so powerful, it's giving you a little bit back. Now, I will say the camera is really making that look worse, because my naked eye, it looks really good. I can see great. But the camera's making that look way worse than it is. So don't believe that. That is not what it looks like to my naked eye. I just see really clear, and it's just a really nice hotspot. So that's where, unfortunately, the cameras just kind of stink. So inside the vehicle, I can see really well. You're getting a lot of splashback from that car seat on the camera. I'm not seeing that with my naked eye. Through the window tint, you can see a little bit better than what I could see with the HLX. That cuts through window tint a little bit better, as you can see on the camera. But this one looks good. And another thing you want to look at is the spill too. How wide is it? Some of these flashlights will be really tight, and you're not getting a good spill. Indoors, I want to be able to see everything. When I turn this thing on in this garage and be able to lift it up like this, am I able to kind of see the entire room? That way when I enter this, I can see everything. What I don't want is when I enter the room, there's a bunch of dark spots in the corner. You know, I shine over here and I can't see anything on this side. I want to be able to see this entire room. And when I do this, the whole room illuminates. So we'll do the same thing here with the HLX. Exact same thing. You can see the entire room illuminates a lot better on the HLX just because of how wide that spill is. So again, we'll do a comparison between side by side. Cloud does well, but HLX just has a little bit more of a flood pattern. Here is the Surefire X300. And same thing. This one is a little bit more dim than your HLX. You lift it up here. You don't get a super good view of the entire room. And let's do a comparison here with the Cloud Defensive. So Cloud Defensive definitely a little bit brighter than that one. Now for the Modlite, same thing, the camera's showing you a ton of glare. I'm not getting that. Now what I'll say with the Modlite, because of the pattern being a little bit smaller, you're not getting nearly the flood in this room. So when you do this, it's not showing up as well. I'm trying to put these in the exact same spot so you guys can get a good view. It's kind of hard working around this tripod. I'm just trying to give you guys the best view possible so you guys can make your own opinion. I don't want to sway you one way or the other. The goal is to show you these and let you guys make the own decision. Now what I'll say is with the naked eye, these look very similar. I'll say the Cloud Defensive definitely does a little bit better indoors just because it's a little wider. I think that's just the give or take that you're going to take when it comes to these lights. I'd say, again, these are the most comparable, these side by side. So if you already have a Modlite, I think the Cloud really compares well to that. Just take your Modlite and expand your hotspot a little bit more and expand the flood a little bit more. And that's what your Cloud is. And then bring back the distance just a touch. Other than that, they are very, very comparable in my opinion. And then obviously the Cloud gets a little bit hotter. Now, I will say, I have turned off the Cloud, I turned it back on, and it has cooled down quite a bit. I can hold them. They've been on for a while, and I'm not having any kind of problems holding these. So that long distance timing, we were over 7 minutes. It was a lot harder to hold in my hand, but now that we're turning them on, off, let them sit for a little bit, I'm not having any problems with this thing. Here's the EPL inside. X300. You can see this is where those floods do really well because there's no hotspot. Just everything illuminating really nicely. Modlite. Still illuminates super well, just has that hotspot there. This is your Streamlight. I think this one does really good inside because it has a good combination between that hotspot and then that floodlight as well. Now, one of the big comparisons is going to be the buttons. How do they all compare and stack up to each other? So the Cloud Defensive, I really like the design of them. I think they're ergonomic. I think where you place your thumb, it makes sense. And I will say though, a couple times I've messed around with it, it seems like it takes a couple presses to get it. Now it's new, I gotta get used to it. I've used these ones a lot more, so I will give it that. But I love the location, I think they look good, but this one seems to be a little squishy at times, like I'm pressing it and it doesn't always turn on. Now I'll say the Streamlight I think has the absolute best ones. Super clicky, really easy to press. You can press down on them, you can press in. I think they really nailed the design with these new ones. Modlites are insanely tactile, almost probably too tactile. Like I feel like if I'm trying to sneak up on somebody, that is going to give me away just because of how loud that is. What I don't like is there's no way to press in and do like a momentary. You have to either go all in and click that thing on or it's nothing. So that is a downside, but I do like how easy they are to click on and off. Then you have the X300s now. You're able to slide up and down just like the Modlite. It's not nearly as tactile, a little bit mushier. But one thing that's nice about these is you're able just to press in a little bit and get that button press, which is usually how I use these. Now, I really like this. This is what I carry at work. The X300 with the emissary development. That just sits right where my thumb sits. So I'm able just to press down just a little bit and get that to work. So I don't have to leave it on. It doesn't have to be always cycled like that where it's constant. I can just give it a little bit of pressure and use it as needed. So I really like that one. And the last comparison I want to do is the looks on a gun. Now, obviously this is going to be personal preference. Everybody's going to have their favorite style and look, but I took a picture here with all of them side by side that you're seeing. And I personally think the Surefire X300 and the Cloud Defensive look the best on a gun. Now, they all stick out past the barrel. I like that the Cloud Defensive and the Streamlight stick out a little less. You know, sometimes they get a little carried away with the Modlite and the X300. They are like aggressively underbite on your gun, but, ooh, I just got flashed. But the Cloud Defensive brings it in a little bit. It's right in between the Streamlight and your Surefire and the Modlite. I think the design and how it fits the gun looks really good. Now, obviously, this is just on the Glock 17. You change it on a bunch of different guns, it's always going to change that look, but I do like the look of the Cloud Defensive. I think they did a good job with that design and it fitting the gun really well. So I hope this video is able to help you guys make a better decision with a new product like this. There's a lot of testing that needs to be done to really test its durability. And is it something that you can trust to use on a home defense gun or a concealed carry gun or on duty at work? So I plan on doing a ton of testing for you and hopefully be able to ease your mind later. That video will be coming soon. I'm going to be putting a lot of rounds through this. Testing some other rifles. So I'm probably just going to put it on that and test them all together. That way I can just kind of kill two birds with one stone. But that's my goal, is to be able to help you. I hope this video is able to do that though. Just be able to see it. You know, I don't want to ever persuade you. I don't want to push you one way or the other. It's better if I can just show you the video and then you can make your decision. If you guys are looking to help out the channel, the things I do here, subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, being interactive is huge, guys. It's really, really supportive and I appreciate it. We're almost to 300K and I cannot wait to make that milestone. It's really exciting. Obviously, the number doesn't matter, but it is cool to see those milestones being reached. So I appreciate you all and your support. Checking out Howitzer Clothing to donate 5% of proceeds to charity, and code TA15 saves you 15% on your order. That is limitless. Share it with your friends. I love their clothing and they have a tactical visor shirt. Normally I like to end my videos on a Bible verse, but today's a little different. I'm going to share a video with you that changed my life forever. And I'd love if you just take a moment to listen to it while you're driving, or if you're working out, or you're just bored and listen to it. Please go into it with an open heart. I know God's been knocking at your door, hoping you'll answer if you haven't already. And it took me 28 years to answer that door. I don't want that for you. I want you to start working on your heavenly rewards as soon as possible and not wait for a lot of mistakes like I did. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. And after that video, you might even have more questions. So throw them in the comments, shoot me an Instagram DM, shoot me an email. I'd love to hear from you. I appreciate you all so much and give you some resources. Just knowing that we've broken God's law. There's nothing we can do ourselves that can change that, no amount of money, no amount of things or works. It is by the grace of God, the fact that his son came and died on the cross for us. You have to truly repent, truly turn away from those sins, and then your life will be completely changed forever. I've been born again, and I just can't explain how incredible that feeling. The video will explain it greatly. I appreciate you all so much.